Hi everyone, good morning. This is Susan. Most of you know me because I've got a lot of videos on crafting, card making, affinity designer, and craft artist. But if you don't, I do teach craft artist and affinity designer for card makers. And today I decided to do a little video. Oh, well, I'll say a little video. It might take me a little bit of a long time, but it's going to be on tips on how I use Creative Fabrica for card making. What do I do? What do I do with the images I download? How I organize them? But this video comes with a big warning. The site, as my class members always tell me, and I know as a fact that it can be a bit addictive. When I go in, rest assured, I'll enjoy myself looking for stuff, downloading. And while this morning I was planning what I'm going to do for this video, guess what? I already downloaded about 22 sets of beautiful images. So, with no further ado, because I've got loads to show you, I'm going to go where I have my Google and I've set up my Creative Fabrica shortcut because I love the site. I'm always on it. So I'm going to click on Creative Fabrica. Let's close everything else. And it brings me in here. Now I know when I see my profile pictures that I am logged in. So I have paid £3.99 a month. So it's about £47 plus VAT. That's about 54, something like that. I don't know the exact figure, for a year of subscription. And guess what? Well worth the money. I mean, you buy a USB for £50 and it's got 200 images. Now, this has thousands and thousands and thousands of sets, and you can find anything you want. Now, yes, I'm affiliated with them, and I will leave my link down below if you have been thinking. But a lot of people come in here, and when they start looking and they see these things, and they say, that's not what I would want. So, firstly, the way I work, I'm not saying do this, this is the right or the wrong way. I don't think there's a right and wrong way. But what I do is I type in here. And if I'm going to do a lesson and I want to use some beautiful Christmas cards or maybe nativity, I type in Christmas nativity. And I'll enter and wait to see what the system brings up. Right, so let's do it again. Christmas nativity and enter. And have a look to see what's going to come up. Let's have a look. There you go. And these images, I'm not even going to go there because I can tell you already, most of them I already downloaded and used in my lessons as well. The ladies love them. All my ladies have a subscription. So all I do is this. I go in, say, let's have a look at this one. Now, the good thing is, if you already downloaded the set, it will tell you here, you already downloaded this file. So you won't end up downloading the same things over and over again and fill up your system with the same things. Because when you like something, you can be rest assured you're going to see it again later on. You're going to like it. But the system tells you, you already downloaded this. That's perfect. Now, if I did it, I'd click download and it will download. Okay. Now, I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back to where we were. Sometimes, not always, look, this time it opened up, when I clicked, it opened up on a new window. Sometimes it does not do that. Now, when that happens, it can be a bit irritating because you then lose where you were. So I'm going to give you my first tip to make sure that it always opens in a new tab, okay? So I know I downloaded these. So I'm going to go down a little to see if there's anything that takes my fancy that I think I haven't downloaded yet. I'm going to try this one. I'm not sure whether it's been downloaded, but the system again will show me. And hey ho, I found one I didn't already download, which I quite like. Now, when you look at these images here, they look pixelized. But when you actually download them, and I can show you on this one when I download it, they are high resolution images. They come quite big. I mean, sometimes they're like 16 inch by 16 inch. So when I use them in Affinity, I've got a trick on how to get them in and just resize them once and never have to do it again. And I'll show you. I'll do the one on how I use them in Affinity. So I click on download, and later on, if I need to see, oh, I just downloaded this morning. If I want to see what I've been downloading, I can go onto the menu. I can go on account. I go down to downloads, and it will show me all the downloads I have ever downloaded from the site. Look, it keeps going and going and going. I have downloaded huge amounts of images, and I use them a lot. And I love always having something new. I mean, if I didn't have this site, or if I had to pay for everything I download, what happens, I do a lesson, and next time, or in a month or 2 months' time, I'll decide, you know what, I'm going to use those again, because I'm not going to keep buying. But here, every lesson I do, I go and find them something new. And you know what the ladies tell me? They go, Susan, you got us at it again. Because when they go to download what I tell them I need them to have, they come in here and they start seeing other things, and they say, we spent half a day downloading stuff and enjoying it. So that's how this part works. Okay, I'm going to go back to the original page, and I'm going to carry on looking. And that's how I search for specifics. Now, I've been looking at this morning, wedding. And I entered, and boy, did I find some nice stuff. You'll see when I take you to my downloads, you'll see lovely images. And you can find if somebody's getting married, you've got sets and sets of invitations you can choose from. So there you go, look. Wedding images. I don't know if I downloaded this, but I quite like the look of them. So I'm going to go and open them, right mouse click, open in a new tab, and I'll leave it there. I'm going to do about 3 or 4, just to show you how easy it is to just find and not get taken away from what you're trying to do. So this one, I like it. Right mouse click, open a new tab. I like these, but I've downloaded them this morning, and look at these papers. They are absolutely gorgeous. So you got everything that you might want. Okay, so they're very nice, brilliant images. And once you are ready, let's say I'm downloading just those for today. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll also download some fonts. So if I go to, I could do fonts, but give me a second. Let's go back up there. If I do Creative Fabrica, it usually starts, you've got fonts here, more fonts, graphics, downloads for free if you're not a subscriber, I suppose. So if you look at the fonts, there'll be a lot of fonts here. Font bundles. I prefer the one-off font. Download it and use it like a Disney font. Look, I'm sure I have that one. So welcome. Let's see. I've downloaded some really nice fonts here. Baby Boho. It's a nice font. So what you do, again, you click on it. Now that didn't open in a new window, so that's why I normally click on open in a new window so that I don't miss where I went. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So I'm going to download this to show you. There are the pictures of it, how it looks. And I'm going to show you how to use these fonts as well. So I downloaded it. And usually when I download one, I then look, and boy, I see something else I like. And I say, oh, I'm going to get that one too. And that's why I say it's addictive, but in a nice way. So I've downloaded a couple of fonts to show you how they work as well. Okay, Brown Carolina Duo font. Now, having done that, remember the ones we opened and didn't do anything. So I'll go to them, see that I've not downloaded it yet, and I go download. And I go to the other one. Oh, that's already been downloaded, so I don't need to do it. And this one has already been downloaded. I did it this morning for you, with you. So that is how I personally like to use. There are other ways and other things you could do. And to keep them short, I will probably do other videos showing you other things you can do in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down and show you what happens when I download them. So I've got my downloads. Let's bring them here. I opened one this morning to do the front of my video screen to show you. And if I go one up, I keep my downloads clean so that when I do them, I just delete the ones I downloaded after I have put them in here. Okay, so let's see if I can find that one. Let's start with this one, Baby Boho. That was, I think it was a font. So, and Brown Carolina. Let's start with the font. So I double click the zip file that came down. They always come down as a zip file, or most of the time. Now with these, fonts, I personally like to use the OTF because that gives me all the glyphs and stuff that goes with them. And all you do is, you don't need to extract anything. You just double click it. Say Windows Font Viewer, and OK. And then you say install. So that's one. That's now been installed on my system, and I close it. I go to the next one, and I say, OK, and I'm going to install as well. That's all I'm going to install from here, OK? And I'm going to close it. Now, I'm going to go to the other one. So I'm going to go back, close this one, go to this one. I can now delete. I've done it. It's been done, been sorted. Now I'm going to go to the boho one. And again, I'm choosing the OTF. I say, OK, like, install. And that's all you do to install your fonts. I'll show you how you find them later. Remember, Brown Carolina. So I close, they're done, and I can delete that. Now, of course, I'm not doing all these, but I'm going to do a couple just to show you how you do them. And this is the one I did with you. These are the two I did with you, so I'm going to do them. So double click. Now, these came as pictures. So I go extract, and then here I type in Christmas. Usually I like to see the name, Nativity Jesus. So Christmas, Nativity Jesus, and OK. And there goes. If I do F5, you'll see my folder is here. I'll do the other one, and then I'll show you how I bring them into my Affinity Designer to use them on my cards, OK? Excuse me. So I'm going to do this one. This is a PNG file. Now, I don't like leaving them PNG, but when it's a folder, just extract, and you don't need to do anything. Just say, OK. I know I haven't got a PNG one there. When it comes up, I'll just change the name to Wedding Timeline. Right? Now, once these are done, okay, the next step I do is this. On an external drive, I have a setup of Creative Fabrica. So what I did, I created folders called Alphabet Collection, Animal Collection. This is only a picture on a folder, so that's nothing to do with what we're doing here. And I've got Christmas. So what I tend to do is once I download them here, let's do it this way so you can see better what I'm going to show you. Once I download the images and I get the folder, if that's a Christmas one, I drop it, I drag it and drop it in my Christmas collection. I just do that. And from now on, I know if I need it, that's where it's going to be. Wedding, I've got a wedding collection. Whoops. Let's have a look. There's some I downloaded, but then I didn't do anything with them yet. Wedding bands there. So I take the wedding and drop it in the wedding. And now if I go in wedding, once it's done, you see how many I've downloaded over the years. And I've got a subscription till 2027. So these are all wedding sets I've done. If we look at the Christmas one, I got loads of things in Christmas. Those all Christmas sets from over the years. So that's how I organize my ones. But once I do that, I also delete them from here. But I'm not deleting them to show you how to bring them into Affinity Designer. Okay, so I'm just going to put them on the side here. And I'm going to bring in the Christmas Nativity. So got my designer. Now, when I bring my images in, I always do a little test. So I've got the assets set up. Let's see if I've got the Christmas there. And I think I've got one called Christmas Nativity. Let's have a look. I might have closed it. Let's put them under Christmas. It doesn't really matter here. So under Christmas, okay? So I'm going to put a new subcategory. For those of you that do DigiKits, you can do these in DigiKits as well in Craft Artist, but I'm showing you how easy it is to put them in here. So you give it the name. Nativity Jesus. Okay. Now, one thing I do, I bring in one image only on the page. Can you see how nice and how good these images are, right? They're very big, 15-inch by 18-inch, and not only that, they're very high resolution, big. So I'm going to delete it. I know they're all big, okay? So the next step, what I do is this. I pick up all my images all at once, like so. I know they're going to all be big. And what I don't want is to drag them into my kit. And then when I want to use them, I have to make them smaller every time. That would be very irritating for me. So what I do, I take the big images and drop them all onto the page. And then a minute, you'll see, they take some time because I had about 20 images in there. They will come in here. You have to be a bit patient, but it will work brilliantly afterwards. And I'll show you how. And there you are. They're all on there. I need to do a confirmation card. And you know what? That dove is going to be perfect for it. I'm glad I'm doing it. Now, next step. With them all still selected on the transform, I make sure that the link is on, and I'll bring the largest one to about 7-inch or 6-inch. And they've all gone smaller. You can see them up there. Now, I'm not going to touch them. I'll leave them. They're still all selected. I go into my assets where I want them, and I say add from selection and wait a little. Only press it once. or you will get doubles or triples of the images, and that's not good. And there you go. All my 20 images, 4 by 520, are all in here. I delete what I had. Now, when I come to use them to make my card, I just drop them on, and the size will be not humongous, but the size you might want to start with. And then, of course, you can resize them, make them bigger. But can you see how beautiful these images are? So I hope that my little demonstration of how or some of the ways I use my creative Fabrica will help you if you've been sitting on the fence, shall I or shall I not? Down below this video, I will leave you a link should you wish to explore getting a subscription with Creative Fabrica. That will help me and this channel to do more videos for you. Also, please remember, if you did like what I've been showing you, click the like button. It really goes a long way. I would like to grow this and share my videos with others. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and that will help me along the way, and it costs nothing to yourself. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll do another one pretty soon. Bye-bye for now.